Hey everyone, welcome back. This particular video has been taking a lot of space in my mind and in my time. I must say that this is like probably my most favorite video that I've ever made until now, because personally it benefited me a lot, and I know it's going to benefit you as well. So basically today we're going to change. First of all, you need to know that change doesn't happen in a few hours. It's going to take a long time. Second of all, you need to know that we're not changing because we're not good enough. This channel is all about self-love. Of course, we're not changing because we don't like ourselves or anything. Change is here just because we're aiming to become perfect. We just want to be perfect. We're too good, and we know that we can reach the perfect level. This is why we're doing this. So I have tried a few steps myself. I've been reading a lot of books. I tried to implement a lot of the steps in the books. Not all of them benefited me. So I decided to put together all of these things that benefited me and share them in a video. So if you really want to change into this new you for the new year, keep on watching. Here you can see the steps to mentally change yourself, but as for physically and any other category that we're not covering today, we're going to cover it in upcoming episodes. So you can say that this is episode number 1, and probably in the upcoming weeks we will have more episodes. So you need to implement everything in this video in this week, and next week you will have more tasks to do to basically change yourself into a better person. Since I mentioned mental change, we're going to go deep into ourselves and dig out some stuff that we need to talk about a little bit with ourselves. So first of all, we're gonna talk about what's actually on your mind right now. What's making your mind so busy like this? So first thing we're going to do is writing a brain dump list. Pull out a big sheet of paper and write on it the tasks that are rumbling in your mind, the things that you can get out of your mind and they're making you basically busy. If you want, you can divide them into categories. I can't do this because I'm kind of a little bit of a messy person. I like to lay everything down on paper and then I can read them again and divide them into categories and stuff. But if you can do it from the beginning, then do it. I just don't recommend it that much because you really want your brain to wander, and if you want it to wander, then just let it be messy. And second of all, you want to write a life plan, or you can say a life goal sheet. As for this particular sheet, you want to list how you want your career to go, how many languages, for example, you want to learn, what talents you want to have in the upcoming years, and where do you see yourself in the future? Maybe after 20 years, do you see yourself married with children? Or do you see yourself single and working? Or do you see yourself working with family? It's totally up to you, depending on your age and your interests. You should be filling this life goals paper, but you should know that everything that's going to happen next and everything that we're going to plan next is going to depend on this paper. As you can see, I wrote it on Notion in the video, but actually in real life I wrote it on paper. This video was only for this particular video, so yeah, as for me, I did write it on paper. Step number 3, or you can say practice number 3, is going to be to write a yearly goal, as in 2020 goals. I know this sounds like very cheesy, very cliche, but it actually works if you do follow the upcoming steps. If you just write the goals and keep looking at them, they're not going to go anywhere. They're just going to stick there. So you want to write your goals for this particular year. What do you want to do? What do you have in your mind for your career? Do you want to finish your uni studies or school studies? Or if you're not studying, do you want to take particular courses? Do you want to learn anything? Do you want to learn extra language this year? Anything that's of that type. And if you have any other goals, of course, you can write them all down and take a look at them. Maybe add some stuff that are maybe sports related, fitness related, health related. Just try to cover all the categories so it can be easier for you to write the next step. Practice number 4 is writing an interest list. As for the interest list, you're going to write everything that you're interested in at this moment, or for example you're working on. You can say maybe uni. If you have a job, you can write my job. If you're currently working maybe on your Instagram or on your YouTube or whatever platform you're interested in and you want to grow, you can write this platform, how many platforms you have, list all of them separately of course, and list all of these other things that you're interested in. Maybe your talents, if you are maybe an artist, if you are an athlete, you can list all of these things, and just basically it's your interests. And of course, while writing your interest list, if there's anything extra you want to add to the other, like the previous steps that you discover while writing your interest list, it's totally normal. Just add it. And it's going to be pretty simple because we're going to reflect on the other steps later on. Practice number 5 is where things get really serious. So for number 5, we're going to make a habit wish list. What I mean by a habit wish list, I mean the things that you wish you are making as a habit, or maybe getting rid of a certain habit. You can make both lists. For me, I added running, working out every day. I added reading for 10 minutes every day. I added some religious habits as well. Some things for self-improvement and some things for YouTube, some things for Instagram, my job, my uni. Each and every piece of that should be added. Part where you get to reflect on your other lists, as these lists will help you to write your habits, because basically, and it's scientifically proven, that if you do work on something or some goal that you want to achieve for a tiny little part of your day, it will be achieved. So as for your 2021 goals, you can divide them into small habits that you can do every day or maybe every week, and yeah, you can achieve them this way. As for me, I wrote 3 types of lists. One of them was a weekly habit list or habit wish list, one was monthly and one was daily, and I tried to work on them as much as I can. Practice number 6 is basically very easy. You're just going to take these habits that you wrote in the wish list and write them on an actual layout and hang them in your room, or wherever you actually look at so much, maybe next to your bed or at the front of your desk, just somewhere that you see a lot. And maybe you can find these layouts online. There are a lot of free printables online. You can search on Pinterest and yeah, fill them in, put them in your room and work on them. And a huge important note, please don't be harsh with yourself. Please be gentle with yourself. If it doesn't work out for the first few days, it's totally normal. It happens with everyone. And to form an actual habit, it's scientifically proven that you need 66 days. So give yourself the time. You're going to reach there eventually. So be nice to yourself and never give up. You know you're going to reach there eventually. Practice number 7, and you can say that this is basically the most important, or the thing that is going to collect everything that you've wrote until now, is basically writing the script for your ideal day from the start to the end. And by ideal, I mean exactly perfect. Everything that you would do in a perfect day or in the most productive day of all. The things that you would do when you want to chill, the things that you would do when you want to be productive, what you want to focus on in the morning. Do you want to have caffeine or not? When are you going to wake up or go to sleep? What are you going to do the first thing that you wake up? Do you want to have breakfast? Do you want to do some religious stuff in the morning? Maybe meditation? Anything that you feel like you should add to your day or the perfect day for you, you should be writing it down. You must know that this is a template. So by template, I mean you're not going to achieve the whole thing probably. At least once maybe you can do it, but even if you didn't, it's a template and when you try to do it as much as you can, you're going to be reaching the most extreme productive that you can ever be. So if you keep doing this and if you keep following this template, you will see that your productivity rates are getting much higher than they were before, because you have a goal that you're focusing on, the perfect day that you want to go on. So try to write this down and think of the things that will really make your day. The last step, or the last practice that we're going to do, is basically self-motivation. To be able to achieve all of these things that you wrote down, you need motivation. So this is where your goals becomes in. You need to change your mindset into a mindset that's always motivated. I know motivation is very hard to find, but at the same time, if you really want something, you're going to work for it. So some tips to do that is maybe making a mood board. I have no idea if this works with everyone, but it works with me each and every single time. When I feel demotivated, I tend to make a mood board. It's pretty easy. Just go to Canva and search on your images on Pinterest or anything that actually you want to do or you want to be motivated to do. Sometimes I search for pretty aesthetic looking notes and probably a nice dress, a car, some things that motivate me to work and try to achieve some things in my life, and I put them all together in like a kind of mood board collage, and I put it as well as my wallpaper. Sometimes I would print these pictures and put them on my wall. And do you want to hear something crazy that happened? When I was studying for my 12th grade finals, I hanged up a picture of an iPhone on my wall. It was purple and it was an iPhone 11. So I wanted this phone and I promised myself that I was going to get it when I finished my 12th grade. So I never really liked purple colors and I didn't want an iPhone 11. I just found it and it was aesthetic on Pinterest. So I was like, okay, download it and put it as a sample. But I knew that I wanted another iPhone. And then 2 days ago, I bought a phone. It was the only one at the shop and it was purple and it was an iPhone 11. And when I looked at the picture and noticed that they were exactly the same, I freaked out. So basically, mood boards actually work. They are an actual practice of the law of attraction, because you're looking at it, you're just being happy looking at it, and you know that you're going to get it. So yeah, I guess this is the end of our mental changing practices. I call this a mental declutter, because this is where you declutter your brain. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to digitally, physically, emotionally declutter ourselves. So please stay tuned for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and felt benefited from it. And if you did so, please support me by pressing the like button and subscribing, and maybe hitting the bell to not miss any updates of my videos, maybe study related, maybe self-improvement related, art related, you never know. So it really would mean the world to me. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.